civilization, soldiers, cooks, doctors, and water bearers were all sent into the desert to support the quarrymen. Amenhotep's magnificent new temples did more than advertise his wealth. They also honored the ultimate source of Egypt's glory, her many gods. Amenhotep thanked one god in particular for his success, Amun-Re, the king of the gods. To guarantee the support of Amun-Re, the pharaoh donated great portions of his wealth to the god's main temple. And as the temple grew richer, the temple priests grew more powerful.
The priests who control these vast establishments have power. They have financial power, they have political power as well.
The power of the priests of Amun-Re was beginning to rival Pharaoh himself. But out in the empire, Amenhotep made sure his subjects heard only of his triumphs, not his problems. And Amenhotep had a surprising new way of communicating directly with his subjects. Stones, carved into the shape of dung beetles, had long been used in Egypt as amulets. Now Amenhotep had these mass-produced, portable scarabs, inscribed with news of his latest achievements. Carried across the empire, these propaganda beetles were the first newspapers in history.
He wants to proclaim his power, his richness, his achievements to the broadest possible strata of the Egyptian population, and this news scarab was a way to replace a kind of earlier form of TV, if you will, of sending information all over the place.
It was by news scarab that the outside world first heard Amenhotep had chosen his queen. In addition to the minor wives in his harem, every pharaoh selected a chief queen. To strengthen the royal line, she was often a sister or close female relative. Amenhotep chose to ignore this royal custom. He proudly announced that he was marrying a commoner, the daughter of a chariot officer, a woman called Ti.
The chief queen, Ti. Her father's name is Yuya, and her mother's name is Tuya. She is the wife of a mighty king.
We get a sense of a very strong woman. The portraits are extraordinary, and they do for once convey something of the person, because there is no blandness to Queen Ti. You look at her and you think, ooh, she really was something else, this one.
Queen Ti was not an easy queen. She was so strong, and you can see that from the statues of this queen, how she was equal to the king in size.
Queen Ti was more than just a chief queen. She was Amenhotep's near equal. Far down the Nile in Nubia, Amenhotep made this stunningly clear by building a pair of temples, one for Queen Ti and one nearby for himself, here at Soleb. These temples were not just built for the royal couple, they were actually dedicated to them. Deep in the southern part of his empire, Amenhotep and Ti were worshipped as gods.
The shadow of Pharaoh extends in stone along the Nile to the African provinces of his empire. He is there in a physical presence, looking out over the empire that he controls.
Amenhotep's message to his Nubian subjects was clear. At the base of the columns at Soleb are images of captive Nubians, a graphic representation of Pharaoh's power for all to see. Here in Nubia, it was especially important that Amenhotep was